The original Five Nights at Freddy's is a masterpiece. From the incredible atmosphere to the eerie and unknown world it takes place in, the strange and curious Easter eggs left around the restaurant makes the player feel involved and intrigued. When you pair that with uncannily spooky enemies that don't move on camera but you find them in different places each time you check, makes the experience a one-of-a-kind. But then, the game blew up. Over 1 million sales in such a short time. Now the developer, Scott, had to make a sequel. It was as if he had planned everything from the beginning. The poor reviews of his earlier game, Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., mentioned how eerie Chipper looked, as if he were an animatronic, and that was the spark that lit off the fires that we've become all too familiar with in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Then comes FNAF 2, a bigger, faster, more intense version of FNAF 1, with more of everything, the stress cranked up to 11. This sequel, which fans quickly found out was likely a prequel in the story, was the perfect Chapter 2 that FNAF needed. It features 10 animatronics, excluding Easter eggs, more than twice as many as the first game, a revamped set of the original 4, the toy animatronics, and the worn-out, horrifying set, the withered animatronics. The phone calls were more interesting and lore revealing. There were now death minigames and night completion minigames. The world was bigger and made you feel more vulnerable, and most of all, Balloon Boy. This was a unique animatronic that was destined to take your light batteries and laugh at you for being so easy to laugh at. Triggering Foxy, who you have to frequently flash your light at in order to scare off. There were so many new mechanics to defend yourself. The light to scare off Foxy, the mask to scare off most of the other animatronics, a music box to keep the baby asleep, and you'd always have to be on your fastest reflexes, because later in the game, if you take your camera down, at any time one of the animatronics might pop up in front of you, requiring you to quickly put on your mask, or else your fate has been sealed. This really secured the future of FNAF. With so many loose ends, such as the Night 6 phone call, and all these minigames, what do they mean? The fanbase was locked into this universe, one that would not come to a close for a lot longer than most of the fans probably originally thought. Now, while you clicked on the video, why Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was the perfect sequel? It's a mixture of things, possibly because there were so many new unique aspects added onto the existing platform that FNAF 1 was based on, but also I believe it's because the genre was slightly unknown. There was a horror aspect regarding the withered animatronics and most of the gameplay, but also a narrative aspect, with the scattered storyline and the bits and pieces of the story meant for you to piece together. It was also the beginning. Every corner of YouTube was talking about it. All the big names, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, so many more, were playing this game and having fun with it. It made you feel like you were a part of the community. This game was so involving to fans and newcomers because of so many factors. It was spooky, unknown, the characters were interesting and passionate, and the style of the game had never been heard of before. Everything about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was perfect. I hope you enjoyed this video. At the time of recording/writing this, the GT Live FNAF Talkback will have just been finished, so I hope to post my thoughts on that soon too. Goodbye.